and welcome. Today we are chatting with CSN grad Kelly Beaton. While dealing with her own health challenges and caring for her mother with dementia, she began to see firsthand how important nutrition and support really are. That experience brought her to CSNN and has shaped the work that she does today, where she helps women feel their best, support healthy aging, and shines a light on caregiver health. Her story is also a great reminder that it's never too late to change direction and build a career that actually means something to you. Kelly, thank you so much for taking time to join me and chat with me today about your experience.
Oh, it's so good to see you, Joanna. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Now, you made a career change to pursue holistic nutrition. Can you share what inspired your career transition and what ultimately led you to CSNN?
Well, it was kind of I guess, every intersection of a number of things. So I was at the end, I would say I was in my mid 50s and I was thinking about what's next. I really loved my job, but I knew that maybe there was something else. And as you already had highlighted, I had dealt with a health issue that I really was only able to manage thanks to the help of a CSNN grad. I had been diagnosed with an autoimmune disease in 2007, Crohn's disease, and through his guidance, I've never had another episode. I was able to manage the disease through nutrition and lifestyle change. Now, I recognize everyone's different, and may not be for everyone, but for me, that was a real game changer. And so going through the journey led me to think more about what food meant to me. And then dealing with a constant life of stress, I became very understanding of what the food relationship, stress relationship was. And that's what's really, I guess, spurred me on to register for the CSN and Natural Nutrition Program.
Amazing. Now, looking back at your time in the program, what were some of your favorite parts of the National Nutrition Program?
Well, it's hard, there's so many, but also I like to sometimes call it the three C's. I call it really the curriculum, the coaching, and the community. And I'll set it up that way because, I was working full time, I'd been out of school for a while, and then I meet this group of people. And I have to say, it was the first time I've ever done a completely online program. So this was in the heart of COVID. I joined in 2021 and finished in 2022. And so the curriculum was this. So twice a week, 3 hours. This became sort of a North Star for me. And just because of the type of instructors, they were more than just, here's the course. They were really about coaching everybody, because everyone in that group that I went through all were at different levels. And so they allowed us to really learn from the inside out. And I think the other key thing was the community. And getting on that screen twice a week in the heart of COVID and having people there for you will never be able to say thank you enough to the other amazing men and women that I had in my class.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. Now, you have also shared personal health experience as well as caring for your mom. How did those experiences really influence the work that you're currently doing today?
Well, I mean, I think one of the most important things about the type of nutrition advice and guidance that we give is the lived experience. And I mean, we either live it directly or we live it indirectly through care. And I think the combination of my own journey through the health system and learning how food played such a key role in managing an autoimmune disease, and then watching my mother's journey through dementia, learning about what are some of the, nobody knows what really causes dementia. There's a variety of reasons, but to understand how food played into her journey, but also as she progressed, how food played such a beautiful part in memory, smells, tastes, favorite recipes, all those things became so critical to her enjoyment of her life. And I just saw that and thought, oh my gosh, I got to do something with this because I think we all get experiences and sometimes it's just for ourselves, but other times it's to share. And I felt that the combination of those two helped me have some degree of credibility that has been completely backed by the knowledge I learned at CSNN.
I love that. I love that. Now, that experience, as illustrated so beautifully, supporting for caregivers, right? It's an area that we know is so needed, right? Healthy aging. I mean, everyone's talking about healthy aging, living long, longevity, vitality. It's such a big, both are such big topics. So, you've had some personal experience that led you to this area. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? And what are some of the, key takeaways that you're really offering caregivers to support not only their own health, but the loved ones as well?
Yeah, well, as you may know too, this week, April 7th, marked National Caregivers Day in Canada. And, it was a moment, as we all do, is have a moment to celebrate the amazing, I guess, not just volunteering, but it's the love people give, right? And let's talk about just some critical stats. 60 to 90% of caregivers, particularly in the home, are female, and they're primarily females in the ages of 40 to 60 or 40 to 70. So you can already see what other stress that life brings them now, having to care. So I feel that the reality of being a caregiver is also about understanding if you don't, what's that wonderful thing? If you're in an airplane, you got to put your mask on first before
Yes.
you
Yeah, for
before you
somebody
put
else.
anybody else's.
Yeah.
So that's exactly it. Like as a
Yeah.
caregiver, we're always the last. And that's one of the things I learned the hard way when I was caring. My health and my wellness went right to the bottom, right? Because you got to carve out time for this other person that you never had before. So it's trying in the smallest and simplest ways that when I work with my clients who are also dealing with caregiver stress, I say, just do one thing. Like so many people get caught up with that list of things you need to do. And I just encourage them to think about just one thing, one simple thing that they can do in their day. And if they can only do it once that week, it's better than not having done it at all. So that's how I kind of work when I work with caregivers, is looking at that. Let's talk about your stress overload, helping them understand what's going on in their body and why they feel the way they do. And then let's find the way we can help each other because it's a reciprocal relationship. I learned more from them, I think, than they learned from me. And so it's just being able to understand what they need and how I can help them in the smallest way.
I love that. Now, keep hearing this common thread throughout everything that you're sharing is community, whether it was a community that you felt, right, while at CSNN or bringing communities of caregivers together, right? It's beautiful. Now, as part of CSNN, you've got your alumni. What is being a CSNN alumni member? What does that community mean to you?
Well, for me, it's continuous education, like from the TED Talks to the webinars and to the annual conference every year. Like I am always inspired, and it's always an opportunity to learn and connect. So I feel like even in the quietest days, I can go onto the website, I can read about somebody's what they're doing, or some practice they've implemented, or some new like technology that's come out that could be much more beneficial to my work. Like that's the gem. Like I just feel I get so much from the Alumni Association and also just from my other colleagues, being able to learn from them. So yeah, the community goes on. Like it's the physical community, but it's that, I would say, that wonderful virtual community that we're all part of.
hmm Now, for people who might be watching this, maybe considering a career change as you did, what advice would you share with them as they think about pursuing a career in holistic nutrition?
Well, I think as a woman who is at the time in her late 50s, now in my early 60s, I think you are so well poised. And I'll say that I'm speaking from personal experience. One, you got a lot of work experience. You may have been in a professional or volunteer capacity, but you have experience. You've got life experience, and no amount of, studies is ever going to make up for that life experience. Plus, you just know yourself more. I don't know, Joanna, if you feel I wish I knew myself like I do today, maybe 10 years ago.
Yep.
So I think when you take all that assets, then you think, okay, why do you want to do this? I think it's really getting to your why, understanding what is your motivation, and then asking, what is it in your own experience could you share? Like, not everybody needs to have an experience to drive them, but I think sometimes we all think, oh, I don't have experience. And when they think about it, you go, yeah, I really do. And then I also say, a lot of women say to me, oh, what about money? Like, let's be real, right? We need to have money. Yeah. So I really had to think about that because I knew I wasn't going to be able to make the money I was making before. And so you just plan accordingly. Like life doesn't have to happen right away. And I think one of the loveliest things was starting over as a newbie. like, getting really uncomfortable, feeling vulnerable. And I always said to everybody, just lean in. I have not had a bad day since I started this. And I know that sounds kind of Pollyanna, but I haven't. Like, I wake up every morning and I go, okay, I don't have a client this week, but I can do research or I can learn something or I can go out there and knock on a few more doors. There's always something that's there. And when you do, it happens like bang, like you're not even sometimes ready for it. So
Yeah.
also just know that you can contribute in any way you want to. And one of the things that comes back to me through clients is the credibility is that yes, I'm accredited and I have knowledge, but they also feel there's a connection and they can talk to me. And
I want people to connect with you. So, where can we find you? How can they follow you? How can people connect with you?
so you can connect with me on my website, which is eatwellbewell.ca. You can also reach out to me at Kelly Eats Well, Be Well, and that's my handle for both Instagram and for my Facebook pages. And I'm also on LinkedIn under Eat Well, Be Well.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Kelly, for taking time with us, sharing your story. We so appreciate you being here with us today.
Oh, thank you so much, Joanna. Have a great day.
Yeah, and for everyone watching, again, if you are inspired, you want to learn more, CSNN has multiple branches across Canada and distance education with very flexible learning formats and schedules. So for more information on CSNN and programs, request a brochure, you can visit csnn.ca/study. Thanks again, Kelly. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.